I'm not even sure. Anyway, there is now 2 level 2 hackers here, and that hacker is somewhat close to leveling. These Typhoons here, not dying to fire. They are chaff clear that doesn't die to fire. Decently good against sledges with a 3 level difference though. But the Stormcrawlers are taking care of the Typhoon in a reasonable amount of time. My opponent has double shields. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe he did expect a combat power. Was there a combat power last time coming out? I'm not sure. There is some crawlers hacking away, slashing away at this tower, but not enough. My units mostly get taken out and the rest is just for show, basically. I do lose this round again. Because I didn't have the fire to really help me, but my opponent had a lot of fire. Still, I'm ahead on XP, HP, but it's not by much. Orbital Javelin, definitely a worth option for my opponent, I would say. But he goes for another laser sight melting point here. Apparently he also is a big fan of symmetry, and that makes me happy. I do go for the Orbital Javelin because there's some really juicy targets here that I can hit. Now this melter can level, but I'm not sure if he will. This marksman is kinda doomed. I think even with a mobile beacon it doesn't have the speed to move out of that zone. Maybe with speed up he has. I think with speed up he does. Also have EMP. So the question is, where do I use it and what do I use my money on? I end up putting the EMP here where the shield is. I think that shield survived from the last round. I go for range on the hackers. My opponent does level this marksman, so that's going to be a waste. And I sell something. I'm not even sure what I sold, to be honest. I'm not sure why I sold, but you might have spotted it, the reason. Anyhow, my hackers are actually finding a sledge here, but for the moment that is all. We're going into some Mustangs and level 2 tanks here, that is very important. These hackers are steadily getting more level progress, that is. And yeah, it looks like I'm going to win this round pretty good. I think the hackers were definitely integral for this. They are starting to hack that melting point again. And the Stormcrawlers, and that's just the round. Not enough to finish him off though. Range Specialist Barrier. Mass-produced Phoenix, for me at least, is definitely not the play. And Mobile Beacon. Yeah, this round was once again kind of one of a combat power. If I can get a skill specialist, I will be a very happy camper. Combat powers basically every round. EMP on one side and the Javelin on the other side definitely helped. So we have levels coming down on the Phoenixes. I'm not sure if that is good with hackers, because the Phoenixes will kill what hackers are trying to hack. But against these giants, it should work. It's probably the final round, so I'm investing into some oil here, and my opponent is thinking the same. He's also putting a shield up. I think I remember to shield this time around. He is buying out and getting temp range, putting a level on these Typhoons. Meanwhile, I think I just invested into range on a bunch of units that I have. I don't shield, apparently. Now that's a lot of fire. There's basically no chaff for me on this side where the strongest hackers are. You can see their HP actually dipping down. I'm very fortunate for the moment that the marksman has not yet used his attacks on anything vital. I'm taking a lot of units, and it's starting to become even more units, but the Stormcrawlers are definitely hurting, so I guess Fire Stormcrawlers are really something good against hackers. However, with all of this fire on the ground, this round can only have one conclusion, and that is my opponent wins. I do take out a decent amount of stuff here, because that lone level 3 ranged Phoenix is getting a tower debuff. getting himself a level, getting a couple more Stormcrawlers out, getting that Typhoon, and finally being taken out by the only anti-air. But it did negate a good amount of damage and got itself a level. Top supply, nah. Oil bomb comes out again. My opponent, however, is going for the missile. I am definitely surprised he thinks he can realistically get a missile through here. Why even? I think this is a throw, honestly. But he might expect me to just throw oil bombs everywhere, throw shields everywhere. I do have incendiary and I do have sticky oil. I mean, he needs shields. There can be no alternative to shields. I shield because I'm expecting his oil now. Throwing more levels on the hackers, getting temp range and rapid resupply. What is my opponent doing? These aren't new. None of these are. Yeah, he's still sitting on his 2 deployments. It looks like he's going for fangs out of everything. Where's he putting them? Ah, okay. Where they will instantly get munched on by the crawlers? I don't think that is a good place. I think this is a downright horrible place. It does remember to shield. At least that is happening. I decide to drop some additional phoenixes here. Because they can do a good amount of damage. I think I forgot to level that phoenix. Or maybe I didn't have the supply. So my fire is far enough forward, but unfortunately not connected. And fire does not actually land near, which is annoying. Now basically all the chaff has gone, and the Stormcrawlers are probably going to hit some of the hacked units here, which means that fire is going to go down as it doesn't matter anymore. Now there isn't much left for my opponent, and the little things he does have left is just getting hacked. Hacker locks on, but is about to die from the fire alone. But it's enough. In the end, the hackers were able to efficiently push through and hack my opponent's sledges, despite sometimes dying to the fire. But they also got these Typhoons. I think he should have sold the Typhoons, honestly. They weren't doing all that much. But yeah, I win with hackers. For once, I'm not the one losing to hackers, I'm the one winning with hackers. Against an opponent, I think, with pretty equal skill. Although I really question his choices in the last round, to be honest. These, I think, should probably have been crawlers. Maybe it's worth a little more, but they just move through the fire anyway, so I don't think it's a big difference. Definitely don't understand the fangs here against the crawlers. And I definitely don't understand why he was going into Typhoons and Mustangs at the same time. I don't understand it. I really don't understand his last round, but I don't need to care. I won with hackers. I thank everybody for watching, listening, and until next time.